I am very pleased to report that it's the video everyone's been waiting for, asking for, clamoring for. I will finally be dropping my makeup routine for my cat. First, we apply the mascara. She rejects it. That's pretty much it. Astrid's obviously perfect as she is, no beauty enhancements required. No, what I am talking to you about today are 3 ways to be curated faster on Medium. Curation on Medium is important because it's the fastest way to get your story to viewers who don't follow you, perhaps encouraging them to follow you, or just getting more money for the work that you do produce, whether or not you have a lot of followers. It's what makes Medium special, that they do distribute work that they believe in, that they enjoy. Curation can take a long time. For me, it happens somewhere between an hour to a couple of hours. I think the most I've had to wait recently is like 5 or 6 hours. For newer writers especially, it can take longer, like up to a week or 2 weeks. And in some cases, Kevin, if you're watching this, Kevin emailed me to be like, hey, is this normal? A story takes like a week or 2 to not be curated, and then a week or 2 later, you get a surprise notification that it's been curated out of the blue. Congratulations to you, Kevin, and anybody else that this has happened to. Curation is mysterious. So there are a lot of people wondering, like, how long does it take to be curated? How can I get curated faster? Does curation even matter? And I'm here to answer all of those questions. To start understanding how you can be curated faster, let's take just 30 seconds to think about the curation process. You write a story, this is me writing a story, you publish it, and it goes into the curation queue. Now, if you're like me and you've written, over 500 stories at this point, most of which are curated, and the Medium curator looks at this and they're like, we know Zuli, she's one of the good ones, she knows how to write to our standards, we'll put her in the speed queue. Now, if I'm a new author and I publish something, it typically takes a little bit longer because Medium doesn't know you, they don't know if you know how to write to be curated, so maybe you get put in the medium or the slow queue. I'm making this up, I don't know for sure if there are like queues, but this is an explanation for the patterns I've seen where established writers get curated faster than newer writers. And sometimes when you publish into a certain publication, you get curated as soon as the story is published in that publication. With these publications, I assume that there's some kind of relationship with Medium. I can't prove it because obviously if they are partnered with Medium, I think that they have to sign like an NDA or something, so they can't disclose exactly the parameters of that relationship. But if you publish into some publications and you notice you get curated right away, that's a good sign. It means that that publication might have a little bit of leeway over the curation speed, and that's good for you. Let's talk about the 3 ways to get curated faster. Number 1, write things that you know can be curated. This seems very obvious, but let me break down the number 1 exception that I see people breaking all the time. Stories about Medium do not get curated, full stop, end of story. This is because Medium doesn't want to become a platform where every story they promote is about Medium. Because most readers on Medium don't care about Medium, they want to read other stuff. If you're a writer, it's hard to get your head around this because Medium's algorithm probably shows you a lot of writing stuff and probably shows you a lot of writing about Medium stuff, but those stories, from my personal perspective, they don't earn a lot, they are never curated, they don't get a lot of views. So if you write about Medium all the time, not only will you not be curated, but I believe that you will kind of show Medium that you don't know how to write to be curated. So remember at the start I was talking about how I write 500 stories already, and Medium's like, oh, we know her, she typically knows how to write good, we'll put her in the fast queue. If you constantly are writing about Medium, they're gonna be like, oh, not this again, we're not gonna give her or give him priority curation. Don't write about Medium, or like try to keep it to a minimum. If you're being curated a lot on other stuff, that's great, you can write about Medium sometimes. If you haven't been curated yet, then I would avoid writing about Medium, at least to start with, because that's gonna be like one of the biggest factors that's gonna stop you from being curated. It sounds circular, but the more you can be curated, the faster you're gonna be curated, and the more you'll be curated. So, on to rule number 2. Rule number 2 goes back to those publications I was talking about. Some publications have instant curation. So if you can get into those publications, you might notice that your stories get looked at a lot faster. Again, I can't confirm this, I don't know for sure, but that's my suspicion, and you'll experience this yourself. You publish in those publications, they get curated super quickly. That's good to know. Faster curation, number 3. This is the one that I don't know if a lot of people know about. I don't see anybody talking about this, so here it is. When you are tagging your story at the end, and I'll show you, when you've written a story, you're about to publish it, and you have the option to add 5 tags. Tags used to be like Instagram hashtags, Medium's kind of way to categorize stories. Topics, which Medium curators curate into, are different. There are only about 100 or so different topics. And you can tag something, for example, in love, and it will get curated in like pets or something. So sometimes there's not any overlap. The reason this matters is that I believe, again, no proof, this is me speculating, but this is what I've experienced. Tags that you use in your stories are how Medium decides who's gonna look at it. If I were Medium and I wanted to streamline my curation review factory line, what I would do is I would give the curators brackets. So like one curator looks at all the relationship stuff, one curator looks at all the cities stuff, one curator looks at all the humor stuff, or at least, brackets like that. So when you tag something super irrelevant, it gets sent to the wrong queue, and that might cause a little bit of delay. It's shuffled around. This is all going to cause a little bit of a slowdown, a little bit of a shuffle. I've noticed this in myself when I write something and I tag it improperly, and looking back, I'm like, okay, this story wasn't really about personal finance. It's more about like the economy, so I can see how it can get put, like there are wrong delays. They don't really know how to categorize it, so it just kind of gets sent out into the void and has to be recategorized a couple of times. If you want to be curated faster, my recommendation would be to use tags that are the same as topics. How do you know what a topic is? Great question, whoever just asked that question. Go to medium.com/topics. Here you will see all of the topics that Medium curates into. Pick 5 that think represent your story the best. So, for example, if I were to write a story about how I seduced a man by cooking meatballs in San Francisco and he fell in love with my cat, I might tag that relationships, self, food, pets, and San Francisco. Then I would be sure that it's getting sent to the right people to be looked at right away. When you tag something with topic names, you're just guaranteeing that it's getting into the queue faster, you're guaranteeing that you're staying on topic, that the right people are going to be looking at your story first. Those are the 3 tips. Don't write about Medium. Find out what publications give you faster curation. Tag appropriately. Don't tag stuff that's off topic. Don't tag stuff that you think is popular. Tag stuff about ideally overlapping with the topic tags as much as you can, and stuff that's really relevant to your story to make sure that the right curator is looking at it. These are all hypotheses. I know that Medium doesn't curate Medium stories, and I know that people who have a lower curation rate, it tends to take them a longer time for their stories to be looked at for the future and might even get put in. But if you stick to these 3 rules, you should find that your curation speed goes up. You might find that at first it takes you a week to be curated. This is a pain in the butt. Understand. If you want to be curated as soon as you can, so you can understand if you're on the right track and you know how to write to be curated. And the quicker you stick to these rules, the faster you'll be curated, and the shorter the wait time will be for your next couple stories. Alright, hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed the cat beautification tutorial. Don't try that at home unless you have a cat who loves mascara wands. It seems unlikely. And let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to see this kind of stuff in the future, I post videos every Friday, every Sunday. You can hit subscribe, you can hit the bell to be sure that you know when I'm getting the next video. Alright, have a great rest of your week. We are nearly into the official spooky season, and I am looking forward to hearing what you all think of this video.